What up? What up? What's going on, everybody? This is Rob Wilson. Welcome to the RWA show. It is Friday, July 14th, 2023. Yes. The RWA show is a representation of all that I encompass because I'm not limited to just one subject. I'm not just limited to being a digital artist, a young and aspiring upcoming writer, comic book script writer, and I am not just a fan of pop culture. Also like real shit too. I can't bury my head at 40 years old into all fiction. So that is why this show is a culmination of many things that I find interesting. My best encouragement to anyone that finds that sometimes I go overboard or thinking I'm doing click stuff is like, hey, do what you like. I won't bother you. Trust me, I will not bother you at all. But yeah, here we are. Happy Friday. Freaking, it's been a long road, man. That's the best way I can define it. Like the days I've been working, it's been outside in the heat predominantly. And this whole, I didn't think much of this whole, what they say this week it was supposed to be hazardous air quality. And they said it wasn't from the Canadian wildfires. But whatever the heck it was from, yeah, it even winded me. And I like to keep my lungs nice and fresh and in shape, up to par. But yeah, I had moments where I was like, damn, it's hard to breathe out here. And things got a little more difficult last weekend when I had drill, and we went through the ACFT, and we went through all the events. I think it was like 7 events, and then the last one was a 2-mile run. And let me tell you something, that 2-mile run was no joke because it was like 10 a.m. in the morning. My face was burning, felt like somebody pepper sprayed me. I'm jogging, trying to run. But I'm like, asking myself, am I dying? Is this hell? Is this inferno? Is this like for real? You know what I'm saying? It was lighting me up. So I've definitely been tore up from the heat. More than I ever thought I would in America. But it is what it is. Let me know if the music's too loud. I did some thorough research and managed to get some live chat going on here. I'm going to test it out myself just to make sure that it can be seen by all. Yeah. Hi. Shout out to Rumble. As always, I have the most amount of people watching me on there, and I greatly appreciate it. It's always a blessing to have any and all who wish to check out what I do, what I talk about, to come and enjoy, the magic. Whether it's during the live stream or whether it's after, the replay. It's always available. Twitch, shout out to Twitch. I don't really get much viewership there since I don't really re-air. I don't do my videos on demand anymore over there. I might bring them back. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, when it comes to Twitch, you got to catch me on live. Let's see what else. And YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. I think YouTube's doing all right so far. They haven't flagged me for anything that I've seen yet. So yeah, no hurt on my side. I'm feeling great. So of course you can follow me any and everywhere. Linktree is my go-to. Feel free to follow me on my Linktree as it is in the chat. I'll make sure I put that in the Rumble chat as well. This restream does not connect to the Rumble chat yet. Hopefully that will change in the future. But yeah, I am definitely digging and liking the Ustream connectivity more than I like what was that? StreamYard. Let's see, what else? So yeah, on my link tree, I have the latest video. I have my merch shop. I have my comic shop. My digital shop, I actually need to take that down because now Dropbox no longer offers that feature. So I'll go ahead and update that as well. My Patreon, haven't really given it much attention. I'll probably bulk upload a bunch of concept art and stuff I've been working on there. And Twitch, obviously, you know where that's at. My website's on ArtStation, and Rumble, you know, is always there as well. Small icons. I got a Discord. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. You can always email me at artstellations@gmail. And my, is that PayPal or Cash? Oh, it's PayPal. My PayPal's still up there too. And yeah, all that stuff is there. Again, people may ask, how come we don't see you stream as much? Or, you know, it's cool that you're streaming when you do. Hey, I gotta pick and choose my time. If I was making money live streaming, great, I'd be doing it more often. But unfortunately, I can't, so I gotta go ahead and earn a living and you know, work hard. And that's away from live streaming. That just is what it is. Some people make it to the big leagues, and you know, they get their sponsorship and ads and all that, and that's great. Not everybody gets that or has time to get all that. So regardless, let's go ahead and get to the first segment of the show, which is actually in the title. Recently, DC Animation Studios, whatever you want to call them, they decided to have a My Adventures of Superman, an anime, full-blown anime. When I say full-blown anime, yes, in with full-blown, like beyond a doubt. So with that being said, let's do a quick trailer of it. Let me see. My Foolishness with Superman. No, I'm kidding. But they do have the first episode available on YouTube now. Lower that. And then we're going to go ahead and do a quick reaction to the first episode here. Or the trailer. The trailer. Not the first episode. The trailer.
I can do this. I'm gonna hide my powers and be a normal man having a normal day. Hang on. Starting now.
Everyone thinks they know the Man of Steel. But you've never seen the son of Jor-El like this before.
Indeed. Straight up Buster.
I'd like to interview you for the Daily Planet.
Sorry, no comment.
Lois, these are the new interns. I want you to show them the ropes and get...
They can help me with the
Hold up. You see who that was? You see who that was? That's Eric July right there. I believe he's at San Diego Comic-Con right now this weekend. Best success to him, or whenever San Diego Comic-Con is. I hardly keep up with those things.
I want you to show them the ropes and get...
They can help me with the story. If we break this, we'll become real reporters. This is the story of the century. Who is Superman?
Lois, I know that's Superman.
You think he's a plane?
It kind of looks like a bird.
My Adventures with Superman. 2 episode series premiere. Thursday, July 6th at midnight on Adult Swim. Next day on Max.
So that is that is the trailer to My Adventures with Superman. Full on anime. I mean, you know, like I said in a tweet, if you can't beat him, you know, add Eric July to your anime version of Superman, the Man of Steel. And that's literally what they're doing. And somehow this is like a joint project. I'm really surprised that it's not Cartoon Network and, you know, Max, HBO Max, which is now just Max. It's interesting because, like, Cartoon Network hasn't been popping up on Saturday nights anymore when I've had time to check. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Cartoon Network is taking a break so it can get more anime that people actually want to watch. And that's that. So Adult Swim's taking over again, which Adult Swim really has some really weird cartoons if it's outside the anime spectrum. Disregarding Black Dynamite, that's an awesome show, awesome animation. Boondocks, awesome animation, awesome cartoon. But like all that other stuff, Mr. Pickles and all that weird stuff, I don't know what they be thinking sometimes, man. It's really weird. It's like some Hollywood sacrificial crap that they be doing. But yeah. So basically, I got a chance to watch 3 episodes so far, and yeah, I'll go ahead and do a quick review of the first 2 because they did a premiere. So My Adventures with Superman, episode 1, 1 and 2. Dennis Quaid is on the up this year. He's already voiced Into the Spider-Verse. Or is that Across the Spider-Verse? Star Trek, The Boys season 4 coming up. And now he's voicing a young Man of Steel. Black Jimmy Olsen's back. Yay. You know, I haven't seen him since Supergirl, the CW show. He's younger. He's got hair, you know. And Lois is kind of like this short-haired, on the rise feminist. We'll see how she develops. But yeah, of course, she's all angry and taking charge, that kind of thing. But an intern scenario as opposed to a permanent employee of the Daily Planet. And let's see. Yeah, this anime is pretty much like a fusion of both Japanese animation and American animation, which I used to read books on that style of art in the early 2000s. They used to call it fusion. Who knows what they call it now? But I've drawn that style before, in a way. I think the DC animated stuff prior had a little more still sway towards the American style of animation, tributes to Justice League, Batman animated series. But then when stuff, what was it, like Justice League versus the Teen Titans, it was, there were some anime aspects in there. You know, some characters were getting their Sailor Moon on, which this show was full on anime. So, yeah, let me see. Oh yeah. So the first episode, we got to see Superman versus Gundam. You know, why not have big giant robots in the mix? The second episode featured it was a continuation. Only you had a holographic projection of Odin as Jor-El. Odin looking, or a Jor-El looking like Odin. He had like an eye patch and all this stuff. And it was just a holographic projection at the crash site where Kal-El, aka Clark Kent, aka Superman, first crash landed and his earthly parents found him. So they run into new characters, new villains that have female lead, of course, which trickled over from the first episode. The ones that stole the giant mech robot. And you know, there are some other things that happen. I'm not trying to spoil it, but give you kind of like a good overview of it. How do I feel about it? I mean, lately, I've been watching more anime than, you know, Marvel or DC animated stuff. So, probably I have a bit of a sway towards the anime type thing. I don't like that Superman's a punk, you know. He's all nervous and all that. He portrays his earthly feminine side as Clark now, you know. And Superman's just kind of like, hey, let me just fight. So it's like more split personalities from what I can tell in this iteration of Superman than there's ever been before. You know, Clark, he was kind of a klutz and, you know, somewhat confused, but he was doing it on purpose. This Clark Kent seems like he's the same both in and out. He's playing it by ear because he's fledgling Superman. Even Henry Cavill did a better job at that than this version of Superman. But nonetheless, he is Superman, and if hopefully they don't pave the way for a Jonathan Kent that goes the way that he's already gone, and I was never a fan of that. But hopefully that doesn't pave the way for that, and we'll see. So episode 3, watch it at your leisure. Not gonna spoil that one for you, but episode 3 I thought was pretty decent. More characters were introduced with more female lead villain teams. You know, seems like there's okay, whether it's the cops, they're led by a female officer. Whether it's the villains, they're led by a female villain. Pretty much Lois runs the team between Clark and young Jimmy Olsen. Very interesting. All right, so that's the end of that segment. If you want, hey, check out My Adventures of Superman. I'm not deterring you at all. For me, it looks flashy. You know, I'll watch it. It's something to watch. So far, I'm always glad to see a decent Superman, one without a rainbow flag. And we'll see. Hopefully it gets better. And since he doesn't really know much about his past, that'll be uncovered in true anime-like fashion. So definitely check it out if you want to see what direction they take the Superman content. And I'd say that I put it at like a 6 out of 10. You know, we'll see if it increases. On another note, too, when it comes to anime, I don't know what it is with the older generation like myself and the younger generation anime folks. The younger generation anime folks, I'm talking about 20-ish, maybe 30-ish. Like, they just have no respect for the original content. I don't know why. I don't get it. Because literally, they'll tell me about, the new season of so-and-so is out. Or, the new season of One Punch Man, Naruto, Bleach, and all this stuff. Dragon Ball Super's out and all that. I'm like, cool. Looks like some older anime I used to watch. You ever seen Ninja Scroll? No, what's that? You ever seen Street Fighter 2, the animated movie? No, what's that? You ever seen Akira? Oh, no. Watch that. And then, not to bash them, but it's like they're so arrogant when it comes to anime. You give them suggestions on stuff to watch. They want you to watch what they're watching right now because it's in the now. But if you suggest for them to watch some old anime, very few, I'm not going to say all, I'm not going to say some, but very few will actually take the time out and watch the older stuff and come back and say, hey, you know what? That was a classic. I can see why you kind of perceive these newer anime looking like the older ones. They don't have no respect like that. You know, I'll get around and eventually watch some of the newer stuff that they talk about. But would they watch the original stuff that paved the way? They don't give a damn unless they actually appreciate it. Like I said, few will actually give a damn. The rest, they only worry about what's in the now, what's popular, you know, just so they can cheer in the movie theater when they have their fandom night at select theaters. It's a shame. That I feel like there shouldn't even be a disconnect there. But then again, you know, there are other folks that are hijacking anime too, so gotta watch out. Gotta watch out for that new anime. Stuff be suspect on there. Hey, Crowfire Studios, what's going on, man? I see we finally got you on here. You're the first to try out the live chat. We got you on here. I think it took me about maybe 2 hours to configure it, but we got it rolling now. Good to see you as well, sir. Last Sunday, I sorry I missed your show, but I had the work, military drill, and PTing for my life, sweating on my deathbed on blacktop concrete. doing 2 Mile. But I definitely look forward to hopefully catching this week if you got that coming up. Definitely give a follow to Crowfire Studios. He interviews interesting people and brings up interesting topics. He always has me. He always has me coming back to be part of the chat in some form or fashion, and have those discussions. And it's really good to see, that enclosed together group of people, because sometimes you never know who may show up. So definitely watch the. Is it still the Nighthawks? Crowfire Studios, I believe so. Crowfire Studios and Arvid and Oren. Oren always has some really cool artwork on display as well. So that's one of my key things. But yeah, definitely check out the new Superman anime, My Adventures with Superman. Oh yeah, Crowfire Studios said we moved to Sunday. Yep, correct. So we can't really be Nighthawks anymore. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I would come up with something like the Sunny Eagles, but Nighthawks is too legendary of a name. Like when I first saw the title of that, heard about the Nighthawks, that show, I automatically thought of Sylvester Stallone, Billy D. Williams, Rutger Hauer. That classic show, that classic movie. What was that? The Moon, the Eagle, and the Wave. Yeah, yes indeed. That is a classic. So, yeah, the only other thing I wanted to mention with anime is that not every anime has to have the action scene where the hero, the protagonist, is rushing to dish out the big punch to the antagonist. And then he just starts contemplating all about, like, he or she starts contemplating all about life and all the things that led them up to that point. Not every punch needs to have a story. I think Baki was really good. Baki the Grappler, the anime back in the early 2005-ish, did a really good job explaining certain martial arts styles. But now anime just takes it way too far. Modern day anime takes it way too far. I think there should be better pacing with that. And then they do all that time thinking during that one punch and flashing back during that one punch. And then the bad guy ends up ducking the attack. It's like, come on, man. Just get this over with. But that's just my own little personal critiques. Moving on to the... not yet. No, actually, you know what? I'm gonna switch orders of this segment. So I got some books in this week. Truth, Justice, American Way, Johnny Phantasm. Now I will say, Johnny Phantasm, I've never been a big fan of casino chips. Never been like a poker chip guy or gambler, but having these chips in my hand makes me feel like I want more of these. And they have some really nice art on it as well, I will admit. Can that be seen? Is it coming in clear? There we go. So I got a chance to read like a couple pages of Johnny Phantasm, and it was still in the middle of the week. So I plan on reading more of it. Oh, I got one more. This reminds me of the Joker right here. Hail Odin Dasko. Hail the Odin. Welcome, guys. Yeah, this one kind of reminds me of the Joker on the Love That Joker commercial in the first 1989 Batman. Very good concept. I can dig it. So I'll shuffle around a little bit with my poker chips here. I want to see if he can, if he sell these just in the stacks of 3. I'll collect a bunch of them and just pretend like I'm undead poker player. So, yeah, Extreme 93. I love this cover. Dale Keown, the legend, once again killing it, and definitely is what drew me to getting this comic. So I want to read more. It did start off with like a concert or something, so I'm excited with that. I do have cards, and I plan on definitely adding those cards to my collection. In fact, if we could stand by just for a moment. For all of my cards, they still go to the Cyberfrog card collection book. I have all kinds of cards in here. I got most of the Cyberfrog collection ones. There's so many. It's hard to keep tabs on them all. But I also added the other collection, the other let's see, the other campaign trading cards that I've gotten as well. That also includes what's the name of that damn group? I'm losing my mind here. Jackstone, Sea Urchin, Graveyard Shift. I got their cards. I also have Kozar, A Descent into Madness. I have their trading cards. I also have Inglorious Rex trading cards as well. All in the collection. They are accumulating. And I have some She trading cards as well, which came in courtesy of Billy Tucci. So I plan on filling up this entire book that I have. And Truth, Justice, American Way, I have 3 cards of theirs, and I have some from Johnny Phantasm, which I'll add as well. Let's see. Crowfire Studios said, nice collection. Thank you. Thank you. Canada. Crowfire Studios in Canada. Those are sweet designs on those. Heck yeah. He said, what is... Oh, and that was that, Odin. All right. Yeah, so I think I'm all caught up. And let me see here. Yeah, so Truth and Justice and American Way. I got to read a lot of today when I was at the car shop. And it automatically got me hooked with Gabe El-Taib. This book is fire. It's one of the kind of books where it just automatically grabs you. I hope this gets as much press as ISOM #1 did, because I know Gabe El-Taib was part of that as well. I am digging how the Truth, Justice, American Way, the Guardians, I believe they're called, the Honor Guardians, are have been exalted, to unspeakable status, and then the Vanguard has just introduced themselves as they're getting free press off of the backs of the Honor Guardians. So I can't wait to see how that clash comes about, along with new villains and new ugly creatures. Like, all right, I definitely gotta call this one. I'm trying not to spoil much, but like just this one quote, this was golden during the fight. Justice was about to whoop a creature. He says, "Bad news, scum. You're about to get uglier." Come on, man. That right there, that's golden. That's some classic hero against the villain-ish right there. I dig it. I dig it. You got me sold. And it came on time, too, so. Got my, oh, yeah, True Justice American Way. Better than I expected, honestly. Yeah. What is up? Canada is up, even if they're a little down. Yeah, man. Hey, all that America can say, Odin, is that we didn't start the fire. It's been burning since the world's been turning. Oh yeah, as far as merch, I also got Inglorious Rex. Got the ball cap that came this week. Got some really good stuff coming up this week, man. See, this is what I love about CG. When that momentum keeps coming, hey, I can't be nothing but happy. This Inglorious Rex, this wonderful Inglorious Rex t-shirt. The artwork translated very, very, very well onto this t-shirt. So I love it. I love it. Definitely can't wait to rock this, wherever I go. It has different material from the Fitness Inglorious Rex shirt that I got. Odin Tasco said, quoting Billy Joe on me. Come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, hey, I couldn't help it. Sorry, with the whole issues of the Canadian wildfires. But apparently this week, the news was saying that the air quality was hazardous, and the Canadian wildfires were not to blame. But apparently they'll be back because they're seasonal now. I can't figure it out. That's just what they're saying. I'm not saying it's supposed to make sense, but it's just what they're saying. So yeah, really good CG merch that came in this week. I got no complaints. You know what I mean? And stuff rolls in. I'm gonna enjoy it. It comes in, rolls in on time. A reasonable amount of time. Hey, sign me up for the next book. It's a no-brainer to me. You know what I mean? When it comes to comic books, yeah, I'm a cheap date. If I like it, cool. If I try it and I don't like it, I may not come back. But you might have another title that I'll follow. No big deal. Hey, I respect the indie creators than the big two, of course. Because the big two, they had tons and tons of source material. Here, with the indie creators, source material is being created in real time. So it's something kind of precious to enjoy. Odin Dasco said, in Washington for a few years in a row, we dealt with days of hazardous air from British Columbia, I think. BC wildfires. It sucked, and it was likely a yearly thing for a while. Damn. Hey, one thing I will say, even though air quality is not supposed to be healthy for your lungs, it's made my voice a few octaves deeper, so I got no complaints with that. So that way I don't sound all high pitch all the time. 40-year-old still sound like I'm 19, Finally sound my age. The best a man can get without Gillette. But yeah, it's wild, man, how those wildfires can jack stuff up. I have pondered this, but not much in public. I don't understand how California has had so many wildfires that the East Coast has never been affected by. I have no idea how that's possible, but I guess Camel Non-Filter did that to me already. Yeah, that'll get it. And mind you, I used to be a smoker. Newport Box 100s for about 10 years. No, seven. And then I switched. I tried to switch away from Newports. Now I started doing Black and Milds, but I was so used to the Newports. I would buy a 25 pack, a case of Black and Milds, and it would last me like 3 days. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I had a couple cigars in my life, but then I just kind of fell off to the wayside. Now I just inhale steam to fight off the sinus infections come the wintertime. Crowfire Studio said I started smoking a pipe, and we're all gonna sound like Louis Armstrong. You're the wonderful. The legend. Speaking of legends, I got a chance to listen to Jesse Lee Peterson earlier today. That dude's funny as shit. He's funny as shit. Like, no cat. He is funny as shit. The way I've seen him make people's jaws drop. Oh my God, so funny. So, yeah, I guess next segment we got coming up. And this show ain't gonna be too long. I didn't have as many subjects to cover as I did last week, but yeah. Next subject, Secret Invasion episode 4, complete garbage. I grazed over it. I watched it, but I grazed over so much of it. I mean, the best way I could sum it up was 2 parts. Samuel Jackson face to face with his assassin via his wife, and a really big shootout where fake Russians tried to take out POTUS in the show. In the show, not real life, okay? I get it. Calm down, YouTube. Oh, did I already know? And I say to myself, what a wonderful world. Secret Invasion is but I mean, like, if you want something to watch, you can watch it. But if you think about most of the Marvel shows, the male character that you've come to know, whether it's Thor, who else? Thor, Ant-Man, Hulk, Hawkeye, they keep getting outclassed by their feminine better, these female ones that end up being better than them. And somehow they took out Maria Hill, which would have been Nick Fury's better, technically. They took her out, and the show just still managed to suck. They should have kept her in there. Because, I mean, everybody knows Kobe Smulders from the first freaking Avengers movie. That's a long time. And the scary part about the show is that Skrulls can cross-dress. Just let that sink in for a minute. Imagine a female Skrull dresses up as a high-level government male official. This stuff goes on in this show. It's like, no, I don't need to know that. I don't want to know that. It's such a mess. No Fantastic Four to siphon powers off of in order to make Super Skrulls. And they're just doing it weird. Instant resurrections. Characters down for no reason, but they'll be back next episode. It's like a 6-episode miniseries. And this is the 4th episode, so there's only 2 left. I mean, I'll see it through, but man, it's rough. Samuel Jackson got a limp. He ain't want to come back to Earth. He's still a broken man since it's just like, come on, man. Nick Fury always has a plan. And remember last week's stream, if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. We went over, through Comics Explained, the original Secret Invasion storyline and how important Nick Fury was to that storyline compared to this. Onidasco said, only fascists think men are physically stronger than women. My daughters kick my ass at arm wrestling every time. What kind of over-the-top part 2? The blacktop bully gets out-arm wrestled by Brie Larson. Otis said, I swear I don't let them win. Crowfire Studios said, gender non-conforming Skrulls. Why didn't I think of that? I know, man. I know. Maybe that's why that was the way they could not be so blatant about feminism. They'll give the feminism to the Skrulls, I mean, it's to the point now they got Skrull shower scenes. It's like, bro, I ain't trying to see all that. No, no, I didn't ask for that. I don't want to see green skin with moisture dripping off the arms and everything. No, I didn't ask for that in a Secret Invasion show. It has nothing to do with the storyline at all. At all. It's crazy. Skrull is fluidity. Humans take notes. Relax and take notes. Yeah, it's crazy. The fact that they allow, this nonsense to just be what it is. feel like there's like more than one writer involved, and it's just like going in so many different directions. But I mean, it's watchable. But I mean, you compare it to like a Jack Ryan show and Amazon Prime. There's no comparison. Uh, I guess I can say Secret Invasion is in a way slightly better than Ant-Man. Not by much though. Not by much. So episode 4 is out of there. What else we got? Episode 4 is done. 2 more episodes left of Secret Invasion if you want to watch it. See, you got some options between DC and Marvel right now. Secret Invasion's out, and then on Marvel side, see the best and the worst, mostly the worst in Nick Fury. And then you also got on DC side, on Max, you got My Adventures of Superman, where Superman has the highest pitched voice of all time, as he is voiced by what's his name? Dennis Quaid's son. So it's a shame. It's a shame. But I guess as we get towards this last segment, a little bit of truth is I'm gonna go ahead and comment a little bit on this is probably me playing catch up. I'm gonna comment a little bit on some of this pushback that Hollywood is giving when it comes to the movie that's been dominating Indiana Jones lately, and that is The Sound of Freedom. So we're gonna go ahead and listen to a quick clip from Eric July, and I'm gonna provide some context and feedback because this is a pretty serious movie. It's serious as hell, and it deserves the recognition that it's getting. So let's go ahead and switch over to that.
It's reminiscent of what's going on or what happened with Blockbuster.
Hold on.
Now in this video, I really want to talk about sort of what you're going to be dealing with as the decentralized entertainment industry starts to sort of came to it, let's say that. It's an inevitable thing. It was always going to happen, especially now things have been accelerated. And that's mainly because of the mainstream and their own doing. It's reminiscent of what's going on or what happened with Blockbuster. Getting way too cocky. I think they even had an opportunity to buy out Netflix, and we know what happened to them. And Hollywood, between their actors and actresses and directors and producers and them having things to say that are negatively about their actual supporters and their fans, and even half of the voting population in some cases as well. Between that just general bad content as well, people now more than ever are looking to alternatives for in several different entertainment industries, be it in film, comics, everything else, music, everything. And as of recently, which nobody really saw coming, it just goes to show that, look, word of mouth is something that is going to be very, very useful. And it still is. They can pump all this money into marketing. And that's not to say that it doesn't help them. I wouldn't be foolish enough to say that. However, word of mouth, and Riververse is a prime example of that, is certainly something that is going to benefit you a lot, definitely as an alternative. And you have this person right here over at Rolling Stone said, Sound of Freedom, QAnon tingled thriller about child trafficking is designed to appeal to the conscience of a conspiracy-addled boomer. Now, that's an interesting take on this. And now this film, for you guys that may not know about it, it is this anti-sort of child trafficking film. I believe it's loosely based on even some true stories. And you've seen these people have some very interesting things to say.
Literally, a government agent was basically told to stand down, and he took matters into his own hands in order to protect children. Very, very interesting plot, and the story of a real hero in real life. You know, it is what it is. Angel Studios, which was mentioned before when it came to crowdfunding the type of movies that you want to see. That was something I thought was pretty interesting. I remember seeing ads for them. And apparently at some point, Disney had the, I guess, the go-ahead to distribute this movie, but they didn't want to. So that's where Angel Studios end up being the kind of like the Indiegogo for this film and the message it conveyed, which I think it's good exposure for them. And yeah, Hollywood needs competition. Otherwise, you know what? You know, if they don't have competition, it's like watching WWE when there's no other federation to watch. Some of the dumbest plots and storylines come out of the woodwork. So competition is good.
I think the Guardian, Washington Post as well had some interesting things to say about this as well. Look at this headline from the Rolling Stone: "How Cuties is fueling the far right's obsession with pedophilia." And it's such a weird thing to lead with because you'd think any rational individual would be against that, but because these guys are such contrarians, and this is why I'm trying to get. This is going to be a very difficult thing to try to get people. Still, despite this, we're moving into the age of decentralization. There are still folks holding on to the idea that at some point things are going to shift. And you need to understand just how much these people hate you. These people hate you so much. They despise you so much that they are willing to side with something that is objectively bad if it means taking it to you. So just because what I mean by that, I'm not saying that they're pro-pedo. Some of them may be, but that's not the claim it is that I'm making. What I'm more so saying is they've aligned that with that being against that. They've now aligned that with the quote-unquote rights, with basically the people that they feel are their political and ideological enemies. And so they've assigned you that as as something that you want to identify with. Therefore, they're going to take the opposite side of it regardless. It's just prime contrarianism. And you see this thing. I don't know if you guys remember, not too long ago, something from Peaky Blinders that I guess the Ron DeSantis campaign played, and they came out, made all this hoopla about, oh, we don't approve of how this was used. These guys hate y'all, bro. They hate y'all a lot. And this is where the adjustments have to get made. Don't y'all get sort of tired of that. Me personally, I love to see alternatives, certainly in the independent space, doing something and that they're not supposed to do and seeing the success that they're supposedly not supposed to see. I love to see that, and I think there's going to be a lot more of that. But what's going to happen in turn is these guys are going to work overtime. They're going to work themselves to death to knock you, disrespect you, delegitimize your efforts. That's what they exist to do. So it doesn't surprise me that the Rolling Stones of the world are going to play that angle, because this is something that is near and dear, especially as of late, to folks that they think it aligns more so with the right. They don't like you guys so much, they'll take the opposite side. It happened with this cutie situation as well, which is what some people had brought up. So Post Millennial brought that up as well, with like Rolling Stone as well as Washington Post, and the positive things that they had to say about that absolute filth. Yet here they are trying to demean and disrespect, let's say, this, and it's namely because these were created by the people that they deem as the undesirables. You're not supposed to do that. This industry belongs to them. So how dare you come up out of nowhere and you actually, in some cases, outpace Indiana Jones? These guys hate y'all, and I just want y'all to act accordingly. That's all.
Okay, I got you. Thanks, Crowfire. Um, Going back to what you're saying, yeah, you said it happened when they bought 20th Century Fox. If it was on, if it was literally on, if it got released under 20th Century Fox, it probably would have had an even bigger budget, and it would have gotten a lot more promotion of it as well. Because, I mean, 20th Century Fox wasn't that bad at its time, making some things better than others. But it still succeeded over, some of the a franchise that we grew up with. Indiana Jones, The Sound of Freedom, first movie of its kind based on a true story, literally outfoxed, Indiana Jones. That's crazy, but fact over fiction. And respect to Young Ripper, because I know he does have an audience to maintain. YouTube is one of his primary sources. I get it. Certain things he doesn't want to talk about. but there are interviews with Jim Caviezel and the actual agent that worked together to put this movie together. The agent that actually did the work in freeing children. In fact, there's a quick clip during this time of The Sound of Freedom where it came out that let me see here. Let me get this to you. It's nothing graphic, you know, it's just a little bit of reality taking place. Let me see.
All the children were rescued and put in a safe place. But this is the reason why the media and the government don't want you to go watch The Sound of Freedom, because it's waking people up, and people are looking for ways of helping the children. Now remember, child trafficking and organ trafficking is their business. That is what they're dealing with right now. It's a bigger business than selling drugs and selling weapons. Wasn't Cappy taken out for talking about all the government people and our government and our superstars
18-wheeler in London.
and all these people high up there? Beyonce, Jay-Z, Oprah, Kevin Spacey, James Franco, Tom Hanks, all these pedophiles that work for Disney. As a matter of fact, Disney had a cruise to Epstein's Island. Here you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the cold truth about child trafficking. Children found alone in the back of an 18-wheeler in London. All the children were rescued and put.
But yeah, that's a lot going on, and I hope to get a chance to watch The Sound of Freedom this weekend, and you know, really dive into you know, all that stuff that's going on. Because me personally, I don't have any children, and I think to take advantage of children is one of the most despicable acts you can do as a human being, as an adult human being, to a child. So I mean, if you look at Taken, everybody loved that movie. Action packed with Liam Neeson. But what was it about? The average person won't really say. But it's about human trafficking. So it's an interesting contextual concept that is apparently taboo with the way society is going with certain things that they're making more acceptable. Again, we're going to talk about some topics that were fictional, and we're going to talk about some truth. So that's all I got this week. I'd like to thank Crowfire Studios, Odin Dasco for stopping by. Also, Luke _B1. Luke E _B1 for stopping by. Who knows? I might be able to stream again before the weekend is out. But definitely thank everyone for the time you spent stopping by and, you know, checking this out, not just now, but maybe even the replay. I'll repost the replay on my YouTube. And yeah, we're going to have some fun. I guess the only other update I got is I'm still doing headshots on my art, my characters, and I'm continuously writing and trying to edge in segments of the comic book script. So as I'm refining it, you know how it is when you're refining your comic book, you get an idea for, ooh, what if I could put this in for a couple pages? And then next thing you know, your book extends. So I'm hoping to keep it at 37 pages, but it may extend up to 40. But I mean, rightfully so. You know, put some quality stuff out there. And just go ahead and streamline it, the process, and get to drawing. You know, I can't wait to just get to drawing. I haven't used Clip Studio Paint predominantly almost none this year. And that's where I finish my work. So all the Procreate stuff I've been doing, because it's much easier to sketch there. There's less menus to have to worry about. But yeah, Procreate served me well, and I will switch that over to Clip Studio Paint for the final product of VKP. And be on the lookout for more updates with that. I do have one t-shirt already designed, but it's more like a Remedy thing. I'll probably share that next stream. And yeah, y'all enjoy your Friday. Have a great weekend. If you're over at San Diego Comic-Con, enjoy yourself. Stay safe. I'm sure somebody's going to try to have a conflict and be like, we don't want that person's kind here, you know. The hat group kind. And if it was me, I'd tell him to go fuck himself. You know, go to hell backwards in that order. Let your heels burn first. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't care. But, you know, I get it. Crowfire said, truth. Here's to you, Rob. Here's to you, Crowfire. I look forward to catching y'all this Sunday. Y'all be on this Sunday, right? Because I know one Sunday you had to take off. And y'all set up for the next Sunday. Just let me know. But yeah, I enjoy this. As usual, I always enjoy the opportunity I get to stream and share my thoughts with people. I normally try to wait until I have something meaningful to say. You know, I try not to waste people's time, as I wouldn't want mine wasted. All right. I don't get anything from Crowfire back, so I'll probably catch him offline and I'll see the notifications on Twitter. So that'll be going down. And y'all stay out of this heat, man. Don't get poisoned by the air quality. You know, Satan's smoking in the air. You know, don't get a whiff of his cigar. You know, but that's all I got. Y'all take care. Remember to keep it Omni. God bless America, because we really, really need it. Keep your head in the swivel. Crazies are gonna act crazy in the heat. And yeah, that's it. Y'all have a great evening. And peace out.